Dude, I'm stuck. I have to get out. I have to close this thread. I have to. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. What's up? I've been sitting there reading Dragon Ball hot takes. Straight up. So we got 5 minutes into pre-show, and I was like, guys, I've been reading Dragon Ball hot takes. It's good, it's spicy, but I'll be here in just a minute with the intention of going to like heat up my coffee and grab water and stuff, right? And I just kept sitting there reading them. It's such a mess. That sort of stuff is fun when you know a lot about a franchise, because you have like really visceral reactions to stuff. Somebody was like, Goku isn't a bad dad, Gohan's just a bad son. And I was like, don't do this. Don't do this. And then some of them I totally agree with. Things that I've felt myself, like that the power creep has happened to the extent that none of the characters that we fell in love with in Dragon Ball and early Dragon Ball Z ever get to shine or do anything important anymore. I don't think that's a hot take. That's just the facts, right? That they established all of these characters, and now even it's not that they're weak, they just don't get to do anything, because like what the fuck are they supposed to do when there are, you know, a few other characters that can transform 8 times to reach their final form? You know, it's just like, it's untenable, you know. Somebody was like, this is another one where I was like, I don't think so. Somebody was like, if Goku's a bad dad, Chi-Chi is just as bad of a mom. And I was like, Goku literally made a choice that got his entire family murdered. Chi-Chi has watched this man that she married and all of their friends die and is overprotective. Yeah, Chi-Chi sucks, but not for that reason. You know, like, anyways. I think, you know, yeah, Chi-Chi is like super overprotective. But is it overprotective when you live in the world that they do and are associated with the people they're associated with? When your husband has died more than once? Like, is it overprotective? Or is it just, God, I really hope my son doesn't die? Anyway, one that popped up a lot that I agree with is that one of the best fights in Dragon Ball ever is the fight between Piccolo Jr. and Teen Goku. Back when, like, all of the fighting in Dragon Ball was just, like, actual martial arts and was modeled after actual martial arts. That fight was so good, and I agree with that. I can't believe people take Dragon Ball that seriously. I can. As the person who's having visceral reactions to reading stuff, I can. Yeah, totally. If somebody made a, here's my Naruto hot takes thread, I would read that for an hour too. Where's this thread so I can read it? Hold on, I'm gonna retweet it. I'm gonna quote tweet it, actually. There. Oh God, don't put Naruto hot takes in here. We can't unpack all of that in Twitch chat. I've never watched DBZ. I hear it's basically 4 episodes of them powering up and 3 more episodes of bystanders shocked that they're powering up. So there eventually was, I believe it was called Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was made, that takes out all of the like filler power up bullshit and streamlines the show a lot. Will you come back to Monster Hunter? Will you play Wild Hearts? I've tried, like, I've played Monster Hunter off and on over the last few years. For whatever reason, I don't know what it was about my first Monster Hunter game, but I got so unbelievably into it. And ever since then, when I try, it's like Pokemon, the very first Pokemon game I played, obsessed. And every Pokemon game I tried to play after that, bored. That's mostly how I feel playing Monster Hunter. The first one, incredible, inspired. I loved it. And then, I just haven't enjoyed it as much ever since then. Tri was just the best one for me, for whatever reason. Pretty sure someone did that with One Piece too, cutting out the filler and fixing the pacing. I don't know if anybody's like physically done that, but there are so many websites that are like, do you want to skip the filler? These are the episodes to watch if you want to skip the filler of One Piece. Lukewarm take, One Piece is way too long. In my mind, if you're just starting it, or if you haven't watched it / read it in a long time, then yeah, it's too long. But the fact that everybody that I know who is caught up with it still loves it and is still enjoying the shit out of it, maybe it's not too long, you know? It's just unaccessible. It's too long to be accessible to a new viewer or reader. I think that's the big issue. TV series should have a plan laid out to finish. No more Netflix killing a series before the story ends. Bro, the number of shows that start with a plan on how they're going to end, and then they do really well, and there's a bunch of pressure from everybody making the show to say, we can't end it there. We can't end it there. Supernatural. We can't end it there. We have to keep going. People still love it. Why would we stop now? They should have stopped. They should have stopped. Supernatural ending naturally at season 5 and then going on to 11. Yeah. Literally, if you ever watch it, the way that season 5 ends is the ending. It's a that's where it was supposed to end. And then they were like, no. So, if you don't want to watch it slowly go to shit, you will misunderstand or just never understand a lot of memes that developed out of Supernatural when it, you know, steamrolled. But like, If you want to watch Supernatural and just like experience it the way that it's intended to be experienced, just stop at season 5. If you want to create a situation where you can never go on Tumblr and understand anything that's written on there about the series, then yeah, stop at 5. You'll have a better time with the show and a deeply worse time on Tumblr. People still use Tumblr. A lot of people use Tumblr, especially right now because Twitter's a dumpster. Stop at 5, watch a 2-hour deep dive essay on it instead. Bro, it is truly our time for that. The number of shows I've seen one season of and then been on YouTube and somebody's made like a 3-hour video that's like, I'm gonna tell you everything that went wrong with this show. I'm like, God bless. I can't wait. Did you try Mastodon? Yeah, I do not like it. I understand that it takes like a little bit of getting used to. The UI is a bit annoying to me. Thank God for video essays. I love them. I love them. They are the best background music. Yeah. Jenny Nicholson's Vampire Diaries video, fantastic. All of the Mike's Mike stuff where he does like Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl, all that shit. Never watched those shows. I've watched all of those videos though. I don't watch Bocchi the Rock. I've heard it's great. But, I have not watched it. The art style is not something that I normally enjoy. Not that that means that it isn't good. I'm sure it's fantastic. It's just not a style of anime that I normally go for, so I have not bothered to watch it yet. But I know a ton of people who love it, so I'm sure it's great. Sam and I caught up with Blue Lock last night, which I can now say has finally hit. It's hit the point in the story where I was like, I really hope that at this point it picks up and feels better to watch, and I think it does. It's very funny watching it with Sam, though, because it's funny and it's also really beneficial. Occasionally a character will go on a rant and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I've read the manga, right? I've read the manga. We're watching the anime and I'm like, sometimes because Sam is there, I'll pause and be like, what the fuck is that guy talking about? I think a really important part of a sports anime and a sports manga is the ability to explain the thought processes of an athlete in that given sport, right? If they're like, oh, I need to do this in order to do this better, right? If the way that they're explaining that makes no fucking sense to a person who doesn't play that sport, then that's an issue, right? There are quite a few moments like that in Blue Lock for me, which is, you know, is fine. They're normally short, thank God. But there was a whole thing about like speed of the ball and the spin of the ball and how hard you needed to kick the ball, and like it was a whole fucking thing. And I finally was like, Sam, I'm gonna be real with you, I have no idea what the fuck. When we read the manga, I didn't understand it either. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know what conclusion he came to that was so exciting. I don't know why I should be jazzed. I have no idea. And he was like, oh, I could explain that to you. I was like, okay, thank you. Is Blue Lock a sports manga though? Yeah, I would say so. It's in the framework of a battle royale, but it is actively about people learning how to be better at soccer. So yes, I would say it's a sports manga 100%. But we're watching the anime of it, and I loved the manga. Did not enjoy the beginning of the anime very much. We sort of slogged through it, but like both of us were having a rough time with the beginning of the anime. A lot of people liked it, so that's great. It took a while, but I knew that there was a point, and I'm trying to be spoiler free. I knew that there was a point where there was going to be a big shift in the story, and I was like, if we can just get there, if I'm still struggling with it when we get there, then I give up. I'm not watching it anymore. I'll just read the manga. I don't give a fuck. But if it picks up there, I'll be jazzed, and it did. So I'm happy. It's called Blue Lock. And the concept of it is that Japan wants to create an incredible striker, which is a position in soccer or football, whatever you call it in your country. They believe that if they hone the perfect striker, that it will carry them further in the World Cup. So they basically create a battle royale situation with all of the young strikers in the country, and have them all compete against each other in like a closed environment. And it's fun. It's definitely not like a perfect sports manga, sports anime situation, but it's really fun. And I got super into the manga, so I was really excited for the anime, but it's just been sort of so-so for me. It is definitely picking up now, though. As a soccer player, that sounds like a terrible way to develop a player. Well, Sam was... sorry, for context. Sam's brother is a professional football player. His name is George Thorne. You can look him up if you want. His other brother has played on like lower tier pro teams. His whole family is extremely into football. So again, it's been interesting watching it with Sam, right? Because Sam has way more insight than I ever will, right? I've been watching soccer since I was little. My brother and I really enjoy watching soccer, but I don't understand like the intricacies of it. I don't play it, right? So occasionally they'll do something, or someone will be like, this is my, in a very sports manga sort of way, sports anime sort of way. Somebody will be like, my special power, my special sports power is this. And Sam will be like, that's terrible for a striker. Why, as a striker, why would you want that to be your power? And then it's really fun to have him like explain why he thinks that. It's funny in a different way from how Kuroko is funny, right? I adore Kuroko no Basuke. It is by far one of my favorite, if not my favorite, sports manga / anime ever. But you know, Kuroko also suffered from some everybody would be like, oh, it's this guy. And again, I'm going to try to be spoiler free in case you heard that and we're like, oh, I'll go watch that. It's about basketball. It's fantastic. The animation gets way better as it goes because people were loving it. So it just got more and more and more funding. But like, it has a very like, oh, these people are like the golden children of current, of current basketball, like current school basketball. They're incredible. They all have their own special abilities, right? And it would be things like, I'm really good at shooting 3-pointers, right? But they would treat it like a superpower. It was incredible. But the way it was done, you fell for it. You were like, wow, he's so good at 3-pointers, You bought into it with Kuroko. I think Blue Lock suffers a little bit from, and I don't know if it's because there have been so many of those at this point, but like Blue Lock suffers a little bit in that way, where like someone will be like, "This is my power," and you're like, "Okay." My sports bankai, yeah. He is really good though. Oh my god. What was his name? Midorima? It's been so long, I've forgotten all of their names. Yeah, Midorima. Hi, Jossum! We're talking about anime. We're talking about anime. We're really enjoying My Hero Academia currently, but I haven't read the manga beyond this point. And a lot of our friends have been like, enjoy it. Enjoy where we're at now because it's about to take an absolute nosedive, and I'm so sad about that. But maybe by hearing that, my expectations will be so low that I'll just continue to love it, Have you heard of She Loves to Cook and She Loves to Eat? Yes! I really want us to read it on MangaPod, but I don't think there's that much of it out. But it looks like a very cute sapphic manga. I want to read it so bad. It's literally my girlfriend and I. It's uncanny. I love that. I can't remember if I've read Chihaya Furu. Hold on. Chihaya Furu. No, this is, wait. This is ProZD's favorite manga anime ever, right? If I recall correctly. Yeah, it's the poetry game thing. I'm not going to talk about my favorite My Hero character. It's embarrassing. I'm at the point with My Hero where like I adore so many characters and I want them to be treated properly in the story, and I don't have faith they're going to be treated like that. Their individual stories are going to be dealt with properly anymore. I just don't have faith that that's going to happen for them. But I have always loved the story arc for Bakugo. But like, so in turn, I would say that he's my favorite character, which is why I'm like, it's embarrassing to say that, because they keep insisting on him just being a screamy bitch no matter what. Like, we've gotten this far. He's made so many strides. He's like, he's done so much character development, and he still just fucking screams at everybody all the time for no reason. And I'm like, could we dial that back to reflect the work he's done on himself? Surely we could have his like behavior with his friends and the people who love him reflect the work he's done. Surely. Anyways, that's where I'm at with Bakugo. Yeah, I think that there are like nuggets of so many really good characters, but it suffers from, there's just no way to flesh all of these characters out. There's just no way. So even if a character is really cool, at the end of the day, the only characters that are really gonna get anything out of this whole fucking journey we've been on are probably Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. And everybody else were just like, they were very neat. Look at them, they're neat. They're neat. They had one moment in that fight where they really came into their own and used their power in a new way and found resolve deep within their hearts. We'll probably never talk about that again, but it happened. We did see that. Sounds like they should have fewer characters. No development for Frog Girl. Oh, any girls in this show. Unless their development is that they have a crush on Deku. What is development really at the end of the day? I was super into Naruto, right? So I'm used to the like, there are a million characters that are only gonna truly get fleshed out and given love in fanfic. I'm kind of used to that. Like, I've accepted that ahead of time, you know? So part of me is like, I'm fine with the fact that there are so many characters in this because, you know, it's the fan content has been incredible for them. The way that fans have just decided certain characters behave is fun, you know? But yeah, in terms of like, if you're hoping that some of these characters are going to get more development and a satisfying conclusion to like what was started with them, it's probably not going to happen. There are just too many of them, you know? What do you think about Naruto compared to My Hero? I don't think I can do that. My Naruto era, I was in high school. a solid like 15 to 20 years ago, I was super into Naruto, you know? Those are two different brains. Those are two completely different people. Like, but yeah, I love them both. I'm a sucker for that shit. I love the like, we're just a bunch of kids that are trying to save the world, dude, and there's like 80 of us. You know, I love that shit. I don't know why. So, you know what's funny though is when we originally read, the anime wasn't out yet. When we originally read My Hero Academia, I did not like it. I thought it was super boring. I had a lot of problems with it. And then it picked up. And then it picked up. The first like tournament arc sort of thing is when it picked up for me. The Chunin exams of My Hero Academia. I was like, all right, okay, you know. But yeah, I still enjoy it. I really, you know, like I said, Sam and I are really liking the anime right now. I just don't have high hopes for how some of this stuff is gonna proceed or conclude, you know. Someone mentioned Full Metal Alchemist, the manga, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is the Full Metal Alchemist anime that followed the manga. Fantastic job with its side characters. It's a very different situation, but it's also tonally a very different manga, you know. Silver Spoon, Arakawa, it's the same mangaka, so Silver Spoon also is very good with that, but same person making it. Yeah, I think maybe that's one of the reasons that I enjoyed Blue Lock, reading Blue Lock as much as I did, is because it's not so many sports manga and sports anime are we're all in this together, you know. Without the team, we're nobody, you know. We're gonna go all the way to the end sort of stuff. And it's inspiring and it's fun and, you know, I love it. But there's something really fun about, again, trying to talk about this in a way where I don't spoil stuff, but I have already said that it's like a battle royale-ish sort of setting, that they're all against each other, right? So even when they have to work together, it's very like, do I kick this person under the bus so that I can progress, you know? And I kind of love that. It's very cutthroat at certain points. It does occasionally dip into like, we did it as a team, you know, but for the most part, the way that the characters talk to each other and look at each other is like, no, you're not safe, dude. I loved it for the same reasons, everyone being selfish for once. Sometimes it's very edgy in a good sort of way. Yeah, oh, for sure. The characters are very overblown in the same way that they would be in a lot of things like this, but it's fun to have them overblown in a like, get out of my way sort of way, you know? Oh, Last Man. I think they reached their goal for another season of Last Man. I'm sure it's going to take them a long time to make it, but I would love another season of Last Man. Original Last Man. If you have an opportunity to watch it, big maturity warnings on this, but it was so good. Last Man is like a very strange sort of sci-fi horror comic, French comic that was made, and a French animation studio did a season of it, and it was so good, but they just like, it wasn't successful enough for them to easily make another season, so they crowdfunded it. I haven't watched that in a long time. I wonder where you can even watch that anymore, because I don't think the service that it was on before is still around. I'd have to look. I don't know. We're listening to Keep a Light On by Boppert. Okay, bops. Good bops, good bops. For anyone who has not heard this yet, because we found out right before Super Cousin Time, and Super Cousin Time viewership is pretty, is much lower. We were approved for a mortgage. So over the next week, we should be finalizing stuff with the house. Which is very exciting. Yeah. After months and months and months of trying to get this house, I think we're finally gonna get it. I know. I'm so excited. And I'm still waiting for something to get in the way, like I'm excited, but I'm scared to get too excited because I've already thought that we were good and we had the house before, right? And that wasn't the case. So did you move? Viewers will finally get their time. Yes. So yeah. We know that the owner desperately wants to just piece the fuck out of that house. So I think if all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, she's gonna be like, here's the keys, goodbye, it's yours now, So everything might move super quickly after this, assuming that everything is good. It is the farm, yeah. Why do they want to get the fuck off of it? So it's currently owned by an old lady. None of her family lives there anymore. Her husband has passed away. All of her kids have moved out. And she's in debt. As far as we know, that's her situation. So she's just kind of I need to sell the house. I don't want to live here anymore by myself. I'm going to move in with my daughter. I just want to sell the house, clear up my debt, and move on with my life, sort of a thing. But she's very happy that we plan on being a multi-generational home, that we're a family that's moving there. So yeah. Start arranging the internet now. Oh, don't worry. We're already starting that process. Yeah. Yeah. Sam is out now laying cables himself. Yeah, we're very happy. The plan is to, if we're able to financially, to keep this house around for a couple months while we get stuff set up over there, and get everything squared away with this house. But if everything gets set up over there really quickly, then great. But assuming that it won't, we'll still have this house to work out of while everything's getting set up over there, and it'll give us, a lot of time to just kind of slowly move stuff. But yeah, we're trying to plan out a lot of trips this year because we generally just don't leave really. And so we're trying to plan a lot of opportunities to get away even for just a couple of days, to have lots of little family trips and see my parents, stuff like that. Sam really wants to go to Japan. We're trying to plan that now. But, that means that in between those trips and things. We need to make sure we can work. We need to make sure that our work is stable, you know? Pre-recorded streams. I've actually thought about that before. I've wondered to myself, like, would there be value in like sort of YouTube style recording an entire playthrough of something and at the start of like and just chopping it up and then streaming those out and being like, hey, this is a VOD. I recorded, this is pre-recorded. I'm not here right now. I'd watch that for the live chat. Yeah, I guess that's a thing that I would want to float by you guys, I guess, is like if I recorded a playthrough of a thing that consistently had like weird little breaks where I was like, hi, I'm Dodger. I'm not actually here right now. I'm in a totally different place. This is pre-recorded, but I appreciate you watching it anyway. Like, would that still be fun, I guess? Lots of traveling and moving house. Gonna be hella busy. Yeah. But if we don't plan that stuff out, we stagnate. We just don't do anything. And like Clark wants so badly to do stuff with us, and we want to do stuff with her too. Sam and I want to, like, you know, take a weekend to ourselves at some point. You know, there's just stuff that we'll literally just sit and talk about. And then a whole year will go by and we'll be like, okay, never mind. Maybe next year, right? So this year we're really trying to be like, okay, let's plan as much out ahead of time for this year as we can. And once it, you know, the tickets are bought and it's set in stone, then it's like, that's when it's happening. You know, there isn't like a, we should do that sometime, because then a year goes by. A million people would be like, is this live? Even with big letters saying not live. I know. That's why because someone was like, oh, you should just do an overlay that just says not live in the corner. But people would absolutely miss that. See you soon on Last Call for Adventure. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm really excited about my character. She's like completely different than what I had sort of planned on playing. But that's okay. I think it's gonna be really fun. I've seen StarCraft replays with bold lettered replay in the middle of the screen and folks still don't get it. Julia was a legend, dude. Sometimes just to be salacious, I'll be like, do you want me to tell you how my first long-term streamed D&D character died? and after explaining the whole thing, people are like, what the fuck? I was hoping you and Anne would overlap. Well, what's cool about Anne's very busy, so it might just not happen. But like, what's really cool about the rotating cast thing is, at some point, Anne and I's characters, assuming I don't die immediately because I rolled like hot garbage, but like, at some point, Anne and my characters could be in the same party, you know? Duke Sweat. I picked a class and subclass that should help me stay alive. I hope. Are you the one with 16s? Oh my god, I wish they were 16s. Here, allow me, I did this last time, but I'll do it again. Allow me to read to you my stats. Here are my modifiers, everybody. In strength, my modifier is 0. In dexterity, it's 1. Constitution, it's 1. Intelligence, it's -1. Wisdom, it's 1. Charisma, it's -1. The highest number I rolled was a 13. So, I had to quickly be like, how do I justify this character staying alive to hit level 3 in any class, right? Like, how do I figure, like, what is this character's deal? And that was actually really fun to sort of try and figure out. And I went to Bronze with an idea, and she seems jazzed about it, so. Didn't you get one reroll? I sure did. I sure did. How's Bronze doing as DM? Really good, I think. Yeah, she's fun. She's never been my DM, so this will be first time. Your character is the token normal person. That could have been a spin. That is not the spin I went with though. What game is that and when? It's part of a new series called Last Call for Adventure. That's like a rotating cast. That Bronze girl is the DM for all of it. The concept is kind of like sort of like a video game. There's like a hub city, right? So everybody's player characters are in the hub city, and then the adventures that happen, they'll sort of like cobble together people to do individual adventures. So I'm part of the second wave of new characters for that. It's going to be on JP's channel because he's producing it, but it'll also stream to all of our channels. So it'll stream on our channel when we're doing it. Deadbeats comes back this following week, so there's no reason to get rid of it. Hellions, I think, is off for one more week, maybe. Godforged is going currently. And then, yeah, we'll add Last Call for Adventure. Remind me. I'll add it after stream. Yeah, so currently, the current characters, or rather character players, are JP, Ammunition, Jesse, Gassy, DJ Wheat and I are new. Am I forgetting someone? There's two turtles, but I think one of them is JP, one of them is Jesse. Anne is a Arakakra, I think. Oh, who's the big lion guy? Who plays the lion? Yeah, what are the lion race called? I can't remember. Somebody's playing a lion. Leonin, that's what they're called. There was a guest who was a bugbear. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the bugbear character. I don't know if I was told what the race was. I just saw the picture. So it might have been because of that. Hmm. Sorry, just checking something really quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm playing a Triton, which I've never played before. And that's the sort of choice that you have to kind of like run by the DM because they're very like water dependent. So I was like, I want to play a Triton. Can I play a Triton? Is there water close enough for me to play a Triton? But I've never played one before. They have funny shit, like they can talk to fish, but fish can't talk back. So they can like give commands to sea creatures, but like have no confirmation on whether or not the sea creature is actually doing what they've asked. Like stuff like that. I love it. It's very funny. Yeah, so much like any of us. It's like Furbolg with plants. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we've got Godforge tonight. That's where I play a shitty rabbit. She's doing her best. She's doing her best. They've almost saved the world. So, you know, she's doing all right. But we've only got, oh my gosh, I think we've only got like 10 sessions left-ish of Godforged, and then it'll all be over. I need to start redirecting to my Sunforged character. How's your week been? I heard you got a house. Yeah, our mortgage went through finally. So everything should fall into place now. I'm hesitant to get too excited, but I am excited because it should all work out now. So yeah, that's all getting sorted this week. I had a very good week. Yeah. I had my first singing lesson, and that was really fun. Sam did really well with his food stuff. He's been trying to eat a lot better. Yeah, it's been good. Fabi is the best rabbit. Thank you. I know! Brett and Joe were in the top 5 viewed D&D creators. I thought that was so wild. I was like, good job, boys! Do you cook vegetarian food for Sam? No, he eats a lot of meat. I haven't had any meat at all the last week. I've gotten creative with some tofu. I don't think I've had any cheese either. I don't think I've had any dairy at all. So that's good for my internal system. But yeah. I'm gonna try the shredded tofu taco thing on Tuesday. Clark was watching a thing and they were like, yeah, Tuesdays are special because of Taco Tuesdays. And I said, yeah, in America, Taco Tuesday is like a thing. There, depending on where you live, there will be places that have like really cheap tacos you can buy, and like sometimes families will always make tacos on Tuesdays, you know, so like it's a whole thing. And she was like, can we do that? Keep in mind, my kid, I don't think has ever had a taco before. She's like, can we do that? And I was like, sure, why not? So we're gonna have tacos on Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. Have the tofu experiments been good? I've tried air frying it twice now. The first time it was like a salt and pepper thing. I did a similar thing again, but with way less pepper, and it was good. Yeah, the biggest issue with the way that I've made it those 2 times is it's kind of dry, so I've always had to add a sauce. So I really want to try like a marinated tofu thing. I haven't tried that yet. I definitely wouldn't eat it plain. What, tofu? I mean, I haven't had it plain. I've coated it in a bunch of spices and cornstarch and things. I made an attempt at loco moco for today's lunch. It turned out nicely. Yeah, Sam and I have made loco moco so many times. It's really good. Specifically that Chef John recipe that was linked in our food channel. That is the exact recipe that I use, and it's so good. I find tofu to have awful texture. I really like it. I have no problem with tofu's texture. I really don't like seitan, unfortunately. So that's an option that's gone. Depends on how you prepare it, for sure. Yeah. So I'm just having fun messing around with it. What is this food channel? We have a Discord, and there's a channel in our Discord that's just like a food channel, and people post recipes and talk about food and stuff. My kid's walking around, so I'm just on high alert in case she kicks down the door. Homemade seitan is very different. Interesting. I've watched videos of people making, because seitan is the one that's like vital wheat gluten sort of shit, right? I've watched a lot of videos of people making it, but I've only ever had it store-bought. I marinate tofu all the time. How do I get you the recipe? The food channel in our Discord. I look at it all the time, so I will definitely see any recipe that's posted in there. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I got the Impossible mints, so I want to try that because I like the Impossible burgers. I like those. So I was like, I should try the Impossible mints and see if it's good. I haven't done anything with it yet. I chickened out. I was going to use it to add to my filling for the zucchini. And then I was like, what if it's not good? I'll be so sad. So I didn't use it. I just used lentils instead. Hi, darling. Clark has been very like, she does not want to be left alone today. So it's any of you who have toddlers that act like this. If you get up, she will immediately get up. So like say that she's sitting at the table doing like an arts and crafts thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get up and heat up my coffee. If I stand up and go over to the microwave, she will stand up and follow me to the microwave, even though I'm still right there. So I just saw Sam go down the stairs, and she followed him all the way down the stairs, and then he came back up the stairs, and she followed him back up the stairs. It's like, yeah, that's the zone we're in today. My sweetheart. Today she was like, Mommy, when I'm an adult, I'm still gonna live with you. And I was like, if that's what you want to do, homie, you can. You might find that when you're an adult, you feel differently about that. But we'll see. You know? She was like, and then I'm gonna get married, and whoever I marry is gonna join our family, and they'll live with us too. And I was like, again, we'll see. We'll see how you and also your future partner feel about that. My shadow day. Yes, very much. She's our shadow today. It's very cute. Yeah, she's doing okay with school. She hates getting ready for school. She hates going to school. And then she's fine while she's at school. And she comes home and she's like, yeah, it was fine, you know. But she just hates going. She loves living with you, apparently, so that's good. Yeah, I was like, I think that's very sweet. That she's like, when I'm a grown-up, I'm still gonna live here. Like, okay. My kid said that until she turned 11, but now she's going to move in with her best friend and have an animal sanctuary. That's very cute. She hates the journey, not the destination. Yeah. And that's why she was in a class on Saturdays, and we stopped going because for her it was like, these are the only days that I don't have to get up and like do a thing, you know? Even if she's like bouncing off the walls, super excited, like running around the house, that's different from like, okay, well, let's get ready and let's go somewhere. You know, she doesn't want to do that in the mornings, especially on Saturday. So. Oh, my 5-year-old has been hating school and being quite resistant to focusing there, but this week she got Student of the Week award and I welled up. Good job, kiddo. You're doing it. Clark tried out tennis. She asked to join the tennis club. And we were like, okay. Keep in mind, our kid has never done sports at all. She was like, I want to join the tennis club. And we're like, okay, cool. And she loved it. Really loved it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. I know, my little Prince of Tennis heart is like, she's doing it, dude. Great that she's trying new things. Yeah. And we've been doing well with the, like, this whole last week, she never watched anything in the morning before we went to school because sometimes she gets really aggro. So we had a whole conversation where we were like, I don't think we should do that anymore, you know? Um, she hasn't watched anything all week in the mornings, and it's been good. It also makes it a lot easier. I feel a lot more. I'm not like super strict about screen time or anything, but like if I feel like the screen time is making it difficult for her to do other things, or if she's getting really snappy, that's when the issue happens, right? So we haven't really been watching anything during the week. So this weekend she's been like, can I please just chill and watch something, please? I was like, absolutely you could, dude. For sure. You want to veg on the couch and watch like 8 cartoons in a row? Do it. It's Saturday. That's what Saturdays are for. So yeah. Her homework this week is to choose one thing to try and do independently. And so she has decided that she wants to, because she knows with our bathtub, she knows which one is hot and which one is cold. So she wants to try drawing her own bath tonight, which I think is fine. So that's cute. They give examples of like things, like ideas for things that they could do, and one of them was like pour your own milk in the bowl, and you know, like make your own bed and stuff. And she was like, oh, I could learn to make my own bed. And I was like, you already make your own bed. And she was like, oh yeah, well, I could pour milk in a bowl. I was like, you already pour milk in the bowl. And she was like, oh yeah. Like we just read this thing off and she instantly forgot that she already knows how to do those things. It makes sense for her age, but I haven't thought of that sort of thing getting set as homework. Yeah, it's because they want, which makes sense. They want the grown-ups, because she's like kindergarten age, right? She's 4. So they set homework sort of not in the same way that you would set homework for older people. It's more like, this is something to do at home with your grown-ups so that everybody's on the same page about what we're learning right now, and things are being reinforced at home, you know? So they're saying we've had a big focus on like independence, on learning how to do certain things ourselves, you know, on identifying things that are consistently done for us that maybe we could be brave and try doing ourselves as long as we have supervision. So they were like, to support that, we would like for you to go home, right? Me reading this out loud on the thing. We would like for you to go home, identify a thing at home that your parents or your grown-ups do for you, that you would like to try doing yourself, and then take a picture and send it, and homework done, you know. Holy shit, can I show you guys a really funny picture? I don't know if this will be as funny to anybody else as it is to me. Clark and I made maps today, and it was really fun. If you have a kid around Clark's age, I think this is a really fun activity. We did the whole thing where like we took a type of grain and we poured it all over a piece of paper, and then like traced around the grain, and then started putting like mountains and cities and you know, forests and stuff on there. She was putting pirate ships out in the water, and we decided to put like a spooky cave somewhere on the map. It was very, very fun. But I made mine And she looked over and she was like, Mommy, there's no treasure on your map. And this is what she did. And then she was really upset because she drew too many. Wait, let me make it fit the screen. So all of the black is stuff that I drew, and then she just reached over with a marker and just started drawing X's everywhere, and then got really upset, like, oh no, I drew too many X's, it doesn't look good anymore. I was like, honey, it's fine. This island would be rad for a pirate. There would be so much to find. So much treasure, dude. Yeah. But she did one all by herself, and it turned out really good. I was very proud of her. And she had a blast with it. We were occupied doing that for, I want to say, like at least an hour and a half. So yeah, fun activity to do with a kid. She drew a thing and I was like, oh, is that a tower? And she was like, no, it's a castle, Mommy. I was like, I'm very sorry. She finished hers and was like, I don't know what to call it. I was like, I don't know either. And she goes, oh, I'm going to call it Dangerous Island. And then she put spikes all over the place. It was very good. It's a very good island. I would use it in a D&D campaign. Oh, also, it is completely covered by birds. Only bird races live on this island. There are birds everywhere. The high risk, high reward island, for sure. Yeah. Spikes and birds, definitely dangerous. Yeah. You know, there were probably some settlers that put the spikes up to try and deal with the birds. It was not effective though, and so now it's just untenable. Do you ever watch stand-ups? Like comedians? Yeah, occasionally. Trinkets and baubles paid for in blood. Yeah, it's just all Kenku and Arakakra and whatever the owl people are called. No, they are not. They're not called owlings, are they? No way. Owl folk? What the fuck? They're literally called owl folk? No, that's homebrew. Owlin? Owlin. It's still a little on the nose, but that's okay. Can't wait to see what your D&D character is. For Last Call for Adventure, yeah. She's gonna be fun, I think. Well, it's like, no, it's like when you're trying to, I don't think that this is a nice thing to do, but sometimes people that hate birds will put up fences with spikes on the fences so that birds can't land on the fence. Right? That was the thought process I was having. Da 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 da. And then the cockatoos come and take them apart for fun. Yeah. I am really, obviously, the D&D space is in a bit of an upset right now. I am excited, though, to see people expand into different systems and start trying different systems. I think that that's going to be really cool. Because a lot of people suddenly are like, all right, let's start looking at stuff that isn't Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see what's out there, And I'm glad that there are more eyeballs on some of these other systems. Hi, Summer. How are you, bud? I mean, I use D&D a lot as a player. I don't have a lot of interest in using D&D as a DM, though. For whatever reason. But like, I know Hellions is going to be swapping to a different system at some point. I think Brett has said once phase 3 is over, he's probably going to do something else, but we'll stick with D&D until phase 3 is done. Yeah, so I don't know what Joe wants to do with Sunforged, if Sunforged is for sure going to be D&D or not. Kicking my fever from last night. Oh no! I'm sorry, bud. I hope you feel better. There are a few different videos about the OGL stuff that have been really good. What was the one that I don't think I made it all the way through it because of bedtime stuff. But Legal Eagle did a video that's really good. It's only 20 minutes long. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Roll a 1 on a New License. Yeah, I liked that one. Had Matt Colville in it too, who has been in the tabletop business for years. Yeah, he like guested on it. Legal Eagle in the video recommended the Opening Arguments podcast because they also covered it and got more into like the nitty gritty of stuff. This whole OGL thing was a real smart move to do right before their movie comes out. Oh my god, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, I figure, for better or for worse, if it means that, because we've talked a lot about this, I feel like, that D&D just dominates in terms of the system that people play on stream for the most part, you know? And there is an interest in other systems, but people find D&D really accessible right now because so many people use it. So a person that doesn't have like a lot of prior tabletop knowledge, you know, can watch all of the D&D things and generally know what's going on without needing rules re-explained, right? I think that this will be really good for the space in a we hate monopolies sort of way. I think it'll be really good for everybody to say, you know what? There are a lot of good systems out there. I can try a different system, you know? So yeah. Joe and I have been talking about trying out, like off stream maybe, but just like trying out some simple systems and seeing what they're like. You okay? Ow, oh my god. I'm still itching to try Kids on Bikes. Me too! Me too. I almost bought it a couple days ago, actually. What's the fantasy one? Kids on Brooms? Is that the alternate? Something like that. Yeah, there's two alternates. There's a sci-fi themed one. So like Kids on Bikes, I think is very like Twin Peaksy. And then there's one that's like Kids on Brooms-ish. That's more fantasy themed, more like wizard children kind of shit. And then there's another one that's sci-fi, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's yeah, geared towards sci-fi instead. Kids on spaceships? Probably. Kids in mechs.
Good girl. No more scratching me, please.
I packed 2 boxes already. I'm really getting ahead of myself. I should wait until we've like signed papers and shit, but I have not done that. Yeah. It's normal to be excited about getting a house. I know. But like I said, there's a part of me that's still like, what if it all falls apart again, you know? So I'm like, I might pack these boxes and then, you know, depressedly reopen them and unpack them. but maybe I won't. Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited. Clarky was like, oh my god, I can finally paint my room whatever color I want. I was like, yes, you can, homie. I'm happy for you. Kids in IKEA for Krendor. Yeah. That's literally what that was. Teenage you will regret that color. Unless. Does she want rainbow walls? Yes. Which I have told her is totally fine. If she wants her door in a rainbow, it can be in a rainbow. If she wants unicorn wallpaper, girl, the world's your oyster. I actually haven't chatted with Krendor in a long time. I think he's doing all right. Are you in a new room or a new house? Neither. I am not in either. It's the same room, same house. I know, poor Krendor. Yeah, his body is upsetty most of the time. But yeah, I've said that my intention is to set up my office in a way where there is space for me and also a little space for Clarky. So I want it to be like a really long table because she loves to sit next to me while I'm working. She wants it literally up until the point that I am starting the stream. She wants to be right here, like just like part of all this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it so that my desk is longer, I think, and that way she has like a little space that's hers. But I also, oh my god, I started sketching out because, you know, I have this really cool bookshelf, but I feel like it has so much potential and I never really like followed through on all that potential. I started sketching out stuff that I wanted to like make to go on the bookshelf that I think would be really fun. Nick, you're approved as a harasser. Hi, Nick. Yeah, I was gonna do 1 minute manga. I totally forgot about that. Jesse also hasn't like harassed me about that at all. Shout out to Jesse, I guess. But I feel bad. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh yeah, he asked me to do a thing for gaming news and I never did it. Yeah. I think it'll be fun. We'll see. I want a much smaller room, I think, than what I have currently. Assuming that, because the goal is that we would have a space that's like a VR space that both Sam and I can use. So if that's the case, I won't need to be able to do VR in my office. I can just be like, okay, it's just my office doesn't need to be very big, you know? Like, I think this room is too big for my office. But it's meant to be a bedroom, right? How much larger is this house? It's not, it's smaller. But there's a big garage with a ton of space and like an upstairs area to it. Originally, I was like, I want to work out of the upstairs area of the garage. But there's a lot of problems with that. Temperature wise, the second it gets even a little bit hot, I'm gonna die up there. There's also no windows. So yeah, I think in the future it would be a really cool space to work out of, but not in the evening, because in the evening I would want to be in the house where Clark is if I'm doing stuff in the evening, you know? So then it's like, okay, do I work out of the garage during the day, but then do evening stuff at like a little computer setup that's in our house, but if it has to be set up for streaming anyway, then shouldn't I just stream out of the house, you know? So we'll figure it out. I miss Moral. Oh my gosh, I got some updated. Swishy has said I'm allowed to show Moral updates on stream. I got some good updated pictures.